Welcome back, friends. In this video we are going to cover about the coastal plains, the Thar desert, and the islands of India. This is going to be the last part of the video, and thereafter we'll be covering 1 mark, 2 mark questions, and the bit parts that were frequently asked in the question papers. So let's get started with the first topic of this part, that is the coastal plains. So let's begin with the coastal plains. So what are the coastal plains and where are they lying on the map of India? Just let us have a look at the map. Here you can see that this portion of India, as you can see that I'm drawing here, this portion of India is called the peninsular plateau. Okay, so a peninsula is a piece of land that is jutting out into the ocean and is covered by ocean from three sides. So that portion of land is called a peninsula. Okay, so what are these coastal plains? The plains, the regions that are lying to the coastal regions are called as coastal plains. So as you can see in the map here, the coastal plains are flanked. Okay, so they are flanked by uh, the oceans on the sides. Okay, so on this peninsular part you can see that there is a plain. Okay, so that is flanked by oceans on both the sides. Okay, here we have Arabian Sea and here we have Bay of Bengal. Okay, so that portion of the land which is flanked by oceans are called as coastal plains. So the coastal plains of India are generally classified as western coastal plains. So western coastal plains are the coastal plains that are lying to the western side of India. So this portion here, this is the western coastal plain of India, and this side, that is this portion here, this is the eastern coastal plain. So now let us talk about western coastal plain. The western coastal plain is again divided into three parts. The first portion, as you can see here, covering the states of Maharashtra and Goa are this portion is called Konkan Coast, and the next part of the western coastal plain is Canara Coast. Okay, so this is the middle portion of the western coastal plain, and it touches the plains of Karnataka. Okay, so as you can easily remember Canara, which is sounding somewhat similar to Karnataka. So that way you can remember Canara Coast and the Malabar Coast. This is the third part of the western coastal plain. Here you can see Malabar Coast. It covers the coastal plains of Kerala. So this is about the western coastal plain. Now let us look at the eastern coastal plain. Just the way the western coastal plain is flanked by the ocean, eastern coastal plain is also flanked by an ocean at its side. So on the east side, we have this eastern coastal plain. So let me draw it on the map and show it to you. This portion here, in the this portion here, as you can see in the map, this portion here, this is the eastern coastal plain. Okay, so this is the eastern coastal plain, and this is flanked by Bay of Bengal on this side. Okay, so this is flanked by Bay of Bengal on the east side. Now here in the eastern coastal plain there are a few rivers, okay, that flow and form this eastern coastal plain, and these are the rivers, as you can see: Mahanadi River, Godavari River, Krishna River, and Kaveri River. So because of these rivers, these plains are formed. Now just the way the western coastal plains is classified into three types, in the same way eastern coastal plains are also having different names. Okay, so in Odisha, these coastal plains are called as Utkal Coast. In Odisha, these plains are called as Utkal Coast, whereas in the state of Andhra Pradesh, these are called as Northern Circus. Okay, so these are called as Northern Circus in the state of Andhra Pradesh, whereas in the state of Tamil Nadu, uh, these plains are called as Coromandel Coast. So this is the name-wise classification of eastern coastal plains. Okay, so talking about the coastal plains, children, the eastern coastal plains are also having different lakes. Okay, so these coastal plains are very rich in fishing resource, and they are also agriculturally developed regions. Okay, so some of the popular lakes that are in the eastern coastal plains that we need to remember are Lake Chilka. Okay, so Lake Chilka is in Odisha, and two lakes in Andhra Pradesh. One is Koleru and Pulikat. Okay, Pulikat is also in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. So these are the two important lakes, okay, that are worth mentioning in the northern Sirkar coast. Okay, so speciality about Chilka Lake, which is in Odisha, is that it is the largest saltwater lake in the eastern coastal plain. So this you might be asked in 1 mark. So which is the largest saltwater lake in eastern coastal plain? So you will have to remember this. It is Chilka in Odisha. So this is about the eastern coastal plain. Now let us go to the next topic, that is about the Thar Desert. Let us now discuss the next major relief feature of India, that is the Thar Desert. Thar Desert, also called as the Great Indian Desert. So where is this Great Indian Desert? It is in the western part of Rajasthan. So speaking about the climate is very dry, and it receives very scanty rainfall. Okay, so on an average, it is believed that annually just about 100 millimeters to 150 millimeters of rainfall happens in this region. Since it lies in the rain shadow region, the rainfalls are very scanty in this region. Okay, so it is on the drier side of Aravali Range. Okay, so it is a sandy plain filled with rocks, and we get to see only little amount of plant growth. So only those desert trees, palm trees, and cacti and those kinds of plants we get to see in the desert regions of Rajasthan. Now, in this Thar Desert, you might have to remember about a important river. Okay, because this is the only river, that is the Luni River is the only river that is flowing in this region. So most of the streams, they appear during the rainy season and they disappear after the rainy season. So that means it is very clear that these rivers are not perennial rivers like Himalayan rivers. Okay, so already when we spoke about Himalayan rivers, we studied about Indus River, we studied about Ganga and Brahmaputra also. Okay, so they are all perennial rivers which keep on flowing throughout the year. But the rivers in Thar Desert are only seasonal rivers, they are not perennial rivers. So in that context, you might have to remember the name of a river called Luni. So this is the only river that flows in the Thar Desert region. Okay, so there is also one more thing that you need to remember about the Thar Desert, that is Indira Gandhi Canal. Okay, so this is country's highest canal. Okay, so it is believed that this canal is having like 600 kilometers length. Okay, so this is the canal that waters the most part of the Thar Desert. Okay, since it is a desert region, people suffer from water problems, and this canal provides water to the drier parts of Thar Desert. Okay, so with the help of this canal, people also cultivate their farms, and it supplies water to the various crops that are cultivated in the desert regions of Rajasthan. So now let us talk about the next major relief feature of India, that is the islands of India. Let us now go to the last topic of this chapter, which happens to be one of the major relief features of India as well, that is the islands. Okay, so island is a piece of land that is surrounded by oceans from all the sides. So you must understand that there is a difference between island and peninsula. A peninsula is a piece of land that is jutting out into the ocean and is covered by ocean from three sides. So now if you look at the map of India, here this is a piece of land that is jutting out into the ocean. Okay, to the west side we have Arabian Sea, and to the east side we have Bay of Bengal, and to the south we have Indian Ocean. So this is a piece of land that is surrounded by ocean from three sides, which is called as peninsula. But whereas island is a piece of land that is surrounded by ocean from all the sides. Okay, so in such a way islands are grouped into two categories. Okay, talking about India, there are two groups of islands. These are Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and the second one is Lakshadweep Islands. So if we are to locate this on the map of India, here you can see this portion here, this group of islands in Bay of Bengal are called as Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, whereas this group of islands in the Arabian Sea are called as Lakshadweep Islands. Now, let us talk about Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, as you can see, these are stretched in Bay of Bengal. These are stretched in Bay of Bengal. It is believed that these Andaman and Nicobar Islands are the stretched portions. Okay, they are the stretched portions of submerged parts in Bay of Bengal running from another country called Myanmar. Okay, so there is a mountain called Arkonyama. Okay, so it is believed that they are stretched from the mountains of Arkonyama, and Andaman is in the north and Nicobar is in the south. So if you look at the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, children, these Andaman and Nicobar Islands are grouped into two again. Okay, so as you can see, the upper portion of the Andaman and Nicobar lies in the northern part, and the bottom part lies in the southern side of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, children. So in this Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we have to talk about two important islands, that is Narakondam Islands and Barren Islands. So the interesting thing about these islands are of volcanic origin. Okay, so they originated from the volcanic eruptions. Okay, so this is one of the important things that you might have to remember about Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, talking about the southernmost point of India, remember when I spoke about the mainland southernmost part, that is Kanyakumari. But if we talk about the southernmost part of India, then it has to be Indira Point. So it is located in the Nicobar Islands. It is located in the Nicobar. So the portions of Andaman and Nicobar, Andaman lies in the northern part and Nicobar lies in the southern part. So the southernmost point of India, that is Indira Point, lies in the Nicobar Islands. Okay, so which is the southern part of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So what is so unique thing about Indira Point? The Indira Point became very popular. Okay, Indira Point became very popular because during the tsunamis that occurred in India during 2004, there was a huge tsunami due to which many coastal areas had a very drastic impact. Okay, so one of such place in Nicobar Islands was this point called Indira Point. Okay, so this Indira Point was completely submerged into the ocean. Okay, so that is the important thing that you might have to remember about Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, moving away to the Lakshadweep Islands, children. Lakshadweep Islands is believed to be stretched in the oceans of Arabian Sea, and these are of coral origin. Okay, so this is Andaman and Nicobar Islands are of volcanic origin, whereas Lakshadweep Islands are of coral origin. Now, what is coral? What are coral? Corals are the skeletal remains of the sea animals. Okay, so they get deposited in the sea, and they create a structure called coral. Okay, so these Lakshadweep Islands are of coral origin, and it is believed that many varieties of flora and fauna. Flora, which is variety of flowers, and plants, and fauna represents the animal life, are found in this beautiful island of Lakshadweep. So both the islands attract a lot of tourists across the world. Okay, so this is about the islands of India, and with these we complete the chapter, and I hope that you have enjoyed the content. Keep supporting me, I'll come up with more such videos. So this is the end of the chapter 1, and in the next chapter, which would be the final part of the video, in which I will be posting most frequently asked questions. Okay, so that's it in this video. Thanks for watching and keep supporting me. I'll come up with such interesting content, and I'll keep updating more of such videos on my channel. All I need is your support and um, your valuable comments that would help me to prepare more of such videos in the coming future. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.